This video will examine the life of a star, section 12.6 from our text. And unlike the lifespan of a star, this video will be short. No one has observed the entire lifespan of a star, so we use a theoretical model that agrees with the HR diagram. Protostars, main sequence stars, red giants, and white dwarfs are all in different stages of life. The protostar stage begins with gravitational poles that cause a protostar to reach the ideal temperature of 10 million kelvins. At this point, nuclear fusions can begin at the core. The initial fusion combines 4 hydrogen nuclei to form a helium nucleus. Time elapsed in this stage is about 50 million years. The main sequence stage is where we see how mass determines the lifespan of a star. The more massive stars have higher core temperatures and use up their hydrogen more rapidly, as they shine at higher surface temperatures, whereas less massive stars shine at lower surface temperatures and use their fuel at a slower rate. The overall lifespan of a main sequence star ranges from millions of years for O-type stars and trillions of years for M-type stars. The red giant stage. The star begins to expand due to an increase in temperature. A star can be in the red giant phase for about 500 million years before making its way back towards the main sequence. Can you believe it? Back at the main sequence again. The surface temperature increases from 4,000 to 6,000 kelvins, and the radius is now 1,000 times greater than when it initially was in the main sequence stage. The beginning of the end for less massive stars. After millions of years of helium fusion reactions, the core is gradually converted to a carbon core, and helium fusions begin in the shell surrounding the core. Finally, a violent explosion blows off the outer layers of the star, leaving the hot core. The blown-off layers create planetary nebulae. The nebulae continue to move away from the core and add to the dust and gases between stars. However, the remaining carbon core and helium-fusing shell begin gravitationally to contract to a small, dense white dwarf star. The beginning of the end for massive stars is a bit different. The less massive stars also contract, but after blowing off its outer shells, a more massive star can reach the temperature of 600 million kelvins to begin carbon fusion reactions. These reactions produce the element iron. After iron, energy is no longer released by the fusion process, and the star has used up its energy sources. Lacking any energy source, the star is no longer able to maintain its internal temperature and begins to collapse. A supernova is produced. And from a supernova, there's another collapse that begins, which causes a neutron star or a black hole. A black hole is so dense that even light cannot escape. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this video.